Morning. This is Dr. Russell Robinson coming to you live from his office. I hope all of you are well. I'm going to attempt to make this a big screen so we can all talk real quick. Hope everyone has had a very, very productive and restful Memorial Day holiday. We all need a little break, need some time to get away. So please make sure that if you don't, please take some time to relax and don't stress too hard. As a matter of fact, stress, that's the one thing I want to talk about real quick. I'm noticing that I've gotten an interesting set of emails from a student, or students in particular, expressing what we are all going through, what all of my students go through during this time, and that is called anxiety. Yes, we all go through anxiety, and I want to take a moment or two to address a particular email that came out, which I thought that I needed to talk about just a little bit, not to put the student on the spot, but just to go ahead and make sure that we have an opportunity to address these concerns, because I think that's important. This comes to us from Jamaica Richardson. It says, "Dear Professor Robinson, the syllabus has me and other students completely lost. I was just added back to the class on May 21st, which was a Thursday. According to the syllabus, the About Me page, the Statement of Understanding, the Google Plus account, and the YouTube account were all due by May 21st. The discussion boards for the students' introduction and public speaking fears, they were due by May 23rd, which also was a Saturday. But on the syllabus it said Sunday. Also, the syllabus says that for this week, the video synopsis of chapters 1, 2, and 3 were due on Sunday the 24th, but it is under May 27th. So, the dates for our assignments have thrown me off. I have missed some of the discussion posts on fears as well as the YouTube synopsis. I wanted to know what the Google Hangout was. Let's see, I also want to know what the Google Hangout was. Okay, so thank you for that email. We appreciate that. We're going to minimize that. So, quickly, in a nutshell, as the first couple of days in the semester, or the first couple of weeks even in this class move on, understand that it is an online class and that it does move at a certain pace. One of the things I would strongly suggest and recommend is that you try not to move at your pace, but you move at my pace. I know many of you may have some plans to try to get the work done quickly so you can move on and get everything else done. This class doesn't operate that way. So it's important that you basically try to stick within the syllabus and try to follow me along the lines as we move on in the class. The other thing too is that yes, things do happen, but again, there is no reason to panic. Some people may assume, or I may have gotten a reputation that I'm inflexible, which is far from true. In fact, what I try to do in the event that we have some level of a snafu, or there's an error with an assignment not being available for you when it's supposed to be, I usually go ahead and make that happen and even give you extra time to get it done. So by no means, I don't want anyone to stress or to feel nervous about that. In fact, what I plan to do to address that concern is to give students, in my honest opinion, a couple of extra days to get in the About Me page, to also get in your discussion board posts regarding the students' speech anxieties, or speech anxieties, as well as the chapter 1, 2, and 3 readings, which should be available. They should be ready and done by now. So I'm going to give you a couple of extra days to get that in, and so that there's, again, no misunderstanding. I don't really want to see a lot of written posts or written responses in the discussion boards. That's why we have the YouTube channels. The YouTube channels allow us an opportunity to actually discuss or have conversations in a screen-to-screen environment. So that's why I really want us to have the YouTube channels, to use those to the full capacity that we can. Also, the Google Hangout will be basically an opportunity first for us to make sure everyone is available to participate on Google Hangouts. If you can't make a Google Hangout, do not fret, do not sound the alarm, do not call and blow my phone up. Bottom line is that there's bandwidth issues with that. So if you can't make it, does not mean that you still can't participate. It just means that you may not be able to actively have me answer a question with you immediately. But I will make the Hangouts available to you primarily also on an on-demand basis. So I really wouldn't stress that much. Now, the other thing that we have to talk about is the use of technology. Quite a few students are going to use basically their smartphones, and I've encouraged the use of that to get their speeches done. I have no objection to that. I think that is probably one of the best ways to go about that. The only thing I would recommend is if you have this type of phone, and I'm not saying Apple, but I am an Apple head, sorry. But yes, if you have this type of phone, don't shoot the camera up like this. See, don't do that. It's better to shoot this way because this allows, to shoot this way. Notice how the camera is now. It allows us to actually see people in the landscape view as opposed to the portrait view. We want landscape, not portrait. So if I see it like this, I'm going to take points off. So shoot it this way, okay? Now, that brings us up to our next bit of information. We have your first speech, real speech, that is due on May 31st, but even there I'm adjusting the deadline. The deadline for that is going to be on June 3rd. That will allow you an opportunity to really prepare for the technologies. And in your, I want to say in your, yes, the actual content section, you should have the actual checklist for your first speech. And if not, that's why we have this video here so you can see it. To ensure student success, I have provided a checklist that you should use before you upload your final speech of introduction and all the required documents. Failure to have the requisite speech paperwork, i.e. the About Me page, prior to submission can result in an automatic disqualification. So it's to your best interest to make sure that you have the About Me page, and you'll see why in a moment. Now, as you are screening your polished speech, literally go down this checklist. Have a friend go down this checklist with you if they need to make sure that you're doing everything correctly. Missing any of the requisite items could mean an automatic disqualification of your speech, resulting in a grade of 0. First, the About Me page. Your About Me page, again, needs to have a professional photograph, preferably one that is well cropped, business professional, business casual. Also, it needs to be proofread for grammatical errors and spelling errors. I have sent back pages this week, and I've lowered grades that were potentially A's and B's, and I've lowered them down to D's, and in some cases an F, because they have not properly followed the instructions. Remember, you have examples of these pages you can use. They are available in the content section, so please use those to your best. Also, you need to make sure that, again, going back, that the page has been properly positioned per the example we have. Also, the colors are business safe. You know, we'll see what a business safe color looks like in a minute. The page does not have any cursive writing. I will not evaluate anything with cursive writing, partly the fact because the page is not for you. It is for the general public, mainstream public, to get in contact with you, to see what you do. So it's, again, important that you make sure that your page tells a very good story about you. Next, you also want to make sure that, now this is the important part, the multimedia aspects. We want the About Me page to be presented on a projector or a flat screen monitor, and we want the links to work there. That's essential. It has to be in your speech. We need to be able to see it and you in the speech. Also, the links, they need to work, and I'm going to check them. Technical requirements. The student is framed properly in the camera. Waist, shoulder shot is probably the best. Again, we want to make sure that the About Me page is a prop. It's used in the background, but we can still see it and see you. Also, the student has been adequately lit properly. Okay, I can't stress that enough. If I can't see the video, I can't see the product, I can't grade the product. Also with audio, if I can't hear it, I can't grade it. So it needs to be clear, unmuffled. If there's background noises around, get rid of them. If you're going to make a speech and you know it's going to be a highly congested area where you know there's a lot of audio traffic, don't make the speech there. Again, make sure that your YouTube settings have been set to public. Oh, one other thing too. We had a student do this some time ago. No background music, please. No background music. I know you may think it sets a certain mood. Trust me, that'll kill your speech. No background music. Let's see. Again, camera as a square medium shot. The camera is not tilting up. The speech is made in a professional location, meaning a classroom, a business conference room, or a place that will facilitate business. Meaning, do not make the speech in your car. Do not make the speech in your kitchen unless you are a chef. And even then, it should be a professional kitchen. So please, let's keep it, what's the word I'm looking for? Let's be authentic about it. Let's go ahead and make a very good attempt at this. Your performance. You should be dressed business professional, folks. You'll see why. The speech should not be read verbatim from your About Me page. If I see that, if I hear that, I will disqualify the speech immediately. Hence, the idea for you here is to practice, practice, practice. Please practice your speech. Don't try to wing it. Trust me, I've seen people do this, and I've seen them crash and burn. So it's better that you practice this, get in front of a mirror, and practice and even videotape yourself making the speech. And maybe you have to make it once, twice, 4 or 5 times, just so that you're comfortable with it. Again, I'm looking at how you pause. I'm looking at how you use vocal variety. I'm looking at your ability to be charismatic, how you present yourself. It's about the presentation. Next, make sure your language is appropriate. I can't stress this enough. Yes, we all code switch. I prefer that we not do code switching in this class if we don't have to. It's important that we master standard spoken English first, and then we'll come into context and where we will have to use code switching and code mixing. Again, if you're using a podium, don't lean on the podium. That is not a good idea. And yes, the student must be standing, unless you are unable to do so. Okay, so let's now actually come out of this, and I want to now go to, if we can, not that's my business, not your business, that's still my business. Let's go over here to the YouTube page that we have, and this is of a former student. His name is Quinn Russ. He actually made a speech for us last fall, and he was in my Elephants of Speech class, and hold on. Hi, this is Dr. Robinson. Can I help you? I'm doing well, but can I call you back? I'm in the middle of making a video post. It's not a problem. Let me call you back, okay? All right, bye-bye. I do answer my phone. Seriously? Hello? Hello? Okay. Yes, that happens. Okay, so I'm going to grill him when he calls back, or we talk about that. But anyway, I want to take a quick moment and actually take some time to take a look at this one person's speech. And we can now actually take a look at the finished product of what I'm expecting to see within your final product. So I'm going to try to make this as big as I can. And as I make it big, I want you to take a look and notice the actual areas. Here we have the About Me page, located squarely in the back. It's where it needs to be, where I'm looking for. He made this speech in the speech studio on campus, but you can also do this in a classroom on campus. You can do this with a flat screen TV that you may have at home. But again, the idea is to look professional. He's dressed business professional. The headroom is not too big. And again, take a look at how this is all positioned. This is a well-polished presentation. Again, this is Quinn Russ. We again have his About Me page there. Again, he has everything that I'm looking for. And let's take a look at Mr. Russ.
My name is Quinn Russ, and I am originally from Pinehurst, North Carolina, and I am an educator. While working toward an elementary education degree and with mathematics academic concentration and a teaching license through North Carolina Central University and the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction, I have spent years tutoring elementary school students in mathematics. I have spent more than 10 years in public service, 6 years as an administrator, trainer, and interpreter, and 5 years teaching English as a second language to Korean Private Institute elementary students. Also in 2004 and 2005, I aided in the only weekend college conversation group in Wonju, Republic of Korea. My strengths and strong points are dedication and flexibility. I utilize positive reinforcement, and sense of purpose to build mutually supportive relationships among individuals. As a tutor and substitute teacher, I have directly participated in the numeracy development and literacy development of hundreds of elementary school students. Helping people to persist through challenges is my calling in life. Thank you for your time.
Okay, there we go. Thank you, Mr. Quinn Russ. Okay, so that's basically an A project. That's a very good speech. I enjoyed that, though there were some stammers in there. Notice how he followed my instructions to the T. He was well-groomed, he was polished, it was crisp. He gave me a good story about him. He did not read his presentation one way. And that's what I'm looking for from you. So I need you to go ahead and think about that as you make your final presentation. So again, let's go ahead and come up with a final synopsis on this. 1, you will have speech anxiety. That's why we want you to read the chapter on speech anxiety. You will have class anxiety. That's why I want you all to relax, calm down. It happens. You will get through it. I try not to leave a student behind. Next, due dates. Very flexible when I need to be. So, I'm going to go ahead and modify the due dates. Not modify, I'm going to give an extension. An extension for 1, the About Me page. But 2, if you do get the extension, please make sure that you are really checking your work. Again, I've sent too many pages back for being grammatically incorrect. 3, I'm going to also make sure that you have additional time to do the discussion board posts. 4, the original due date for the speech of introduction was May 31st. Again, because you're going to practice, I'm going to give you more time so you can get that done. So that speech will be due on June 3rd at 5 o'clock p.m. I will not take anything else after 5 o'clock p.m. So please do your best to get that in. And again, you must have the About Me page to even do that speech. If you don't have an About Me page to do that speech, then the best you can get is a 50 on it. Okay? So make sure that you have all the paperwork in for that. Again, please make sure that if you have someone doing your photography for you, that they shoot this way. Also, a heads up, this week is going to be a little bit different for me. I shouldn't say stressful, but it's going to be a bit challenging. We're going through some family crises presently at home, but I'm not going to be available for office hours this week. I'm going to be going to Charlotte tomorrow. Then I'll be in Burlington on Thursday. Greensboro on Thursday. Oof. Then I will probably either be in Fayetteville on Friday and or Saturday. So bottom line is I'm going to be as responsive as I can, but I cannot hold office hours this week. But shoot me an email. I try to respond early in the morning to my emails. Also, we will have a hangout. Excuse me, too much coffee. A hangout sometime on the 28th at around 7 o'clock, 7 to 8. So please let me know that you're going to be there so I can prepare for you. We may not be able to get all of you into one hangout, but that doesn't mean that you still can participate. You can watch, and if you need to, you can also watch on demand. All right, so with that said, we hope to see you guys on the 28th for the hangout. Good luck to you on your speeches. If you have any questions for that or for me about that, please shoot them to me. And I will try to make a few demos too to help you with that, but I think you've gotten some other demonstrations in the content section there as well. So, good work, good luck. We will see you guys on the 28th. Bye now.